So you favor a civilian trial for the guy responsible for 9/11?
Yeah.
In Manhattan, where it happened?
In Manhattan. I don't understand this at all.
Obama seems to be backing off that a little.
Again, that's so typical of the Democrats. As soon as anybody screams at all, one little squeak out of anybody, okay, sorry, you're right, we'll do the opposite, backs off of it.
What they never changed. Schumer changed.
But
Bloomberg
what the Democrats never understand is that Americans don't really care what position you take. Just stick with one. Just be strong. They're not bright enough to really understand the issues, but like an animal, they can sort of sense strength or weakness. They can smell it on you. So when you back off a situation like that, you just look weak. On top of which, somebody was going to have to explain to me why the Democratic position on this shouldn't really be the Republican position. It seems like the Republicans, who are always the, you know, Jack Bauer, 24, tough guys, macho, they should be the ones who want to try this guy in Manhattan. That, to me, seems like the breast-beating macho position. Yeah, we're going to try him right where the crime occurred. We're going to stick his nose right in it, as opposed to their argument that, oh, he's going to mock us. Oh, mock us, really? That's cowardly to me to be afraid of. No.
We have a blog question for Bill Maher. Do you think it's socialism for the government to take over health care to make sure that every American can afford to have it? You think that's socialism?
Of course it's not socialism. Oh, God. Americans have no clue what socialism is. They just know it's something super terrible. No, first of all, you know, we have socialism already in this country, as does every modern democracy.
Social Security is socialism.
Yes, of course it is, and so is the Marine Corps.
What has surprised you?
I thought he would crash the stock market, and I still think he will. I'm hoping, actually, because that's one thing that would maybe lose him a lot of support in the Republican Party. But I thought and predicted, and I was wrong, that the stock market hates volatility and uncertainty, and who is more volatile than Donald Trump? But I guess I underestimated their greed, because they still want their tax cut. It's almost a protest vote. You know, I'm not surprised, because there is a certain percentage of people who are, I think, racist, and that's part of his appeal. And, you know, his dog whistle was louder than any dog whistle we've heard, and the Republicans have been playing that game since Nixon and the Southern strategy, and Reagan opening his campaign in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That's been going on a long time, but he just did it in a much more blatant way. So he can't deny that that's part of it. But there are many, many gettable voters, gettable by the Democrats.
Her unabashed liberal opinions often lead to some heated debates with her View co-hosts.
They took out any kind of funding for abortion. Where is this a radical?
I'll tell you.
Where is this a radical program?
CNN, see, it's radical because in the way,
especially with the politically conservative Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
What is it you don't like in the bill?
Yeah. Anything that is a mandate is a problem.
Where did this liberal streak come from?
It comes from being smart.
What would Elizabeth say to that?
Listen, I have my prejudices, you know, too. I think that people who are liberal are more open-minded. That's all. I just believe that. You know, you can argue with that all you want. You can say, oh, conservative people are open-minded. I don't agree with that. I don't.
While Behar is the first to admit she's a comic and not a legitimate journalist.
And have you seen some of the ads that are running?
In 2008, when presidential candidate John McCain joined the co-hosts of The View, Behar wasn't shy about asking him some tough questions.
There are ads running from your campaign. One of them is saying that Obama, when he said you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, was talking about Sarah. There's another ad that says that Obama was interested in teaching sex education to kindergartners. Now, we know that those two ads are untrue. They're lies. And yet you, at the end of it, say, I approve these messages. Do you really approve them?
Actually, they're not lies.
Chile had an earthquake this past week that was 500 times greater than the earthquake in Haiti. But here's the big difference. In Chile, they have very serious regulations when it comes to building codes. So 1,000 people died, sadly, but 1,000 people died with a 500 times greater earthquake. And in Haiti, where there are no building codes, no regulations, a Republican's paradise, 250,000 people died.